something you're going to hear as being a trucker out on the road and having kids. You're going to hear that phrase, you are not here, or you weren't here. You see, the downside of trucking is that there's going to be a lot of times, man, when you're on the road and you're away from home, and the reality of it all is you're going to miss a lot of time. You're going to miss a lot of time with your kids. You're going to miss a lot of time with those loved ones. And one thing is going to sting your heart is hearing that phrase, you are not here. Now, it's kind of a self-inflicted pain that you do, is considering that you chose this career. But I think that it's not a lot of understanding on your loved one's part for them to see what you really go through on a day-to-day basis. So what do you do? What do you do? And I think that when it comes to a point where taking home time and compensating, sometimes it's a lose-lose situation, because I think a lot of times you have the other parent that feels like you don't understand her perspective or his perspective of being home with the kids and doing the daily routine of it all. And no matter what you do, you can overcompensate. Times when you are home, you try to pick up that slack of those things that you could be doing because you weren't there. But you will always get that slap in the face of saying you weren't here, or you're not here. And it's a hard reality of it, because that's a fact. You see, I think the thing with this is most people get into this and you start to do over the road trucking. Mostly for your first year, you try to get on the road, get that yearly experience. And within a year, so much has changed. So much, your kids grow. They go to school. You miss plays. You miss practices. You know, and those are a lot of things that you miss in that time frame. But a lot of people try to stick it out that first year, because without the experience of being an over-the-road driver, not saying that you can't be a trucker, I'm not going to say that, because there's plenty of people that get their CDLs and end up going and find something local and they do great. More power to you. But I do think that it is very vital for a truck driver to experience over the road first. Here's why I would say that. It's because you dealing with the terrain, you dealing with the different traffic, you dealing with the problems of the truck, learning the truck, understanding the truck. And not saying you can't do that local either, but I think that you run into a lot more problems when it becomes a little bit more severe when you're about 500 miles away from the house. So I think it's important. And most truckers' goal is to get that experience over the road and find something local. Or find something that is more fitting to their lifestyle or whatever they have. If they have kids, they want to find something that they're home more often. Find something regional so they're home every weekend or every other week or whatever the case is. But the downside of trucking is understanding that it puts a very hard strain on your relationships. And if you are dealing with someone that may not be in your best interests or not understanding or supporting, you will hear that phrase. You are not here. And it's insulting, but it's a harsh reality. And it's one of those things where you can't really battle it because at the end of the day, that is the truth. So when I say this to say all of that is that we deal with a lot when you saying that this is not a 8 hour or 10 hour gig. This is a 24-hour gig. You know, you carry your backpack and your bags and everything with you. So I say that to say this is much respect to the drivers out there because the drivers have a very important job in the terms of services. Everything that comes out of your household, from the toilet paper to the dishwashing fluid to the Christmas trees and the ornaments, they all came out of a truck before they've gotten to those retail stores. So I want to put that out there that I respect and appreciate my fellow drivers for what we do on a regular basis as far as we're dealing with rude shippers, terrible traffic, avoiding collisions, snow, rain, all of the terrains, and the ultimate sacrifice of missing your family and being away from your family and your loved ones and being in a predicament where you are providing for your family and sacrificing for your family so that way you can have a career. And that perspective is not glorious. It's not one to be really seen. So I respect and appreciate all of my truck drivers out there. I respect all you guys, and I tell you, man, there's a downside of trucking that a lot of people don't see, and it's overlooked. And I don't care about if it's unfair, fair or not, but I think that it does need to be acknowledged. And I do know that there are parents out there that are truck drivers that will hear that phrase, you are not here. And it's true. It's a painful truth. But the perspective of the truck driver is that we're trying to do a due diligence and a service to people just want it to be appreciated. Anyway, man, peace and love, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.